Okay. Um, Hi everyone. Um, if you clicked on this video, I'm sure that you read the title, and it's just basically me giving my experiences, just kind of like growing up in life as a gay man. This is actually a very vulnerable video for me because this would be my first time kind of coming on camera. Um, Confessing that um so uh, you can tell that I'm quite nervous, um but I feel like if I am going to be just posting videos about stuff, funny things, and anything, or even trying to attempt to just give someone advice so that they don't make the same type of mistakes that I made, I need to be open and honest and transparent um, as possible. Um, Growing up was always tough for me because I always just felt like if I wasn't a homosexual, I would be dang near perfect. Like I could do most of all the other things that you're not supposed to do according to the Bible, Christian beliefs. Well, I mean, I would try to not commit murder, but anytime you kill an insect or something like that. So I don't think I would have been that good at doing that. It'd have been unintentional. But I'm not going to lie. If I would see a roach, I'm definitely gonna be like, kill it. And then if it flies, it's like, ah! Then when it, oh, when they climb on top of the top of the ceiling while you're eating, and they just kind of free fall on your food, and you're just kind of in shock, like, did this? And then by the time you realize that it's right there on your plate of food, and you're like, this has got to, this stuff has got to end. But that was some time. But anyways, that was actually quite good to kind of just laugh and kind of loosen up my buttons, baby. You know. But anyways, stop singing my part now, baby. If you all know, if you are a true fan of this person, you would know where I got that from. But anyways, so as I was saying, um, growing up was always really tough for me um, because, like I said, I always felt like if I just wasn't a homosexual, I'd be perfect. I would at least strive to be as close to perfect as possible. Um, but then, of course, because I felt like I could master everything else. Like, oh, I cannot do that. Oh, I don't like to lie anyways. Oh, I don't like to do that anyways. Just certain things that most people would consider to be normal, I wouldn't do. So it's just like, you know, it was always a a but. It's always a but. It's always a but. You know. Oh, that person's this and that person's that, but there's always a but. Whether it's a big one, small one, a protruding one, or a flat one, there's always a but. You know, oh, rump roast. I don't think I even want the roast. Hmm. Anyways, that's kind of like a defense mechanism that I'm doing because I really don't want to talk about the subject. So I just kind of allow myself to just kind of, you know, go off onto a whole nother, you know, whatever, just to kind of avoid the topic at hand. And even this whole banter is just kind of like a stall tactic. But anyways, like I said, growing up for me was really tough. Um, the thing about it was, well, thing about it was for me growing up was that I didn't even realize that something was wrong with me. I didn't even know that the way I was feeling was wrong. I didn't even know that it was a problem. I thought that me naturally feeling that way about another guy was just normal. That's what you were supposed, that's what's normal for me. I didn't know about anybody else. I wasn't really too concerned with anyone else, as most kids aren't, because we haven't quite developed that the sense that that great decision making skill at that time. So we're just kind of egotistical. It's all about us. Um, but anyways, I didn't realize that it was wrong. I didn't know that it was wrong, or that I was going to be condemned to HELL hockey stick. No, oh, I said it wrong. You know what I meant. I didn't realize that I was going to be know, condemned to eternal damnation, eternal separation. Is what that is. But I didn't realize that that is what me naturally feeling that way as a child was going to lead me to. So of course, when I realized, or I was not realized that I was told that I am not to feel that way about myself. I'm not to feel that way about another guy. It was just kind of like, whoa, what do you mean? Why people, while people were having crushes on their little people in elementary, the little girls and stuff, I was having little crushes on guys in elementary. And before that time, I mean, of course, not of course, as if that was normal, but yes, I was molested or whatever. Well, I don't want to call it like rape, molestation. I don't know. But I did go through that, but I was already having those feelings before I went through that. And people love to just automatically say, oh, well, that's why you probably gay because you were molested as a child. And, that's not the case. I was already that way before. As soon as I can remember even developing, I remember really, really young, pretty young, like 5. I mean, I knew what I liked at that time. You know, I knew. I can still remember some of the stuff. You know, so and people really tend to think that because you're a child, you don't remember anything, or you're not gonna remember it. But then in the same breath, they will tell you how they used to act when they were 5 or 6 or 7 years old, but then assume that someone else wouldn't remember the same thing. It's kind of like, yeah, you know. But anyways, the contradictory. But anyways, so I didn't feel like, as I was saying, that that was a problem until I was told that that was a problem, and I was told how I was to feel, who I am to be attracted to, and how a man should act, and all that whole spill. Me being the person that I am, I just was like, well, I went through that whole stage where I would tell myself, oh, well, I'm just not gonna like anybody. I'm just not gonna do anything because I don't want to do, and just lying to myself, just saying a lie to yourself too. So just like, well, dang, So I mean, I'm not going to live a lie and then live in sin, and then it was just kind of like, whoa, 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 whoa. So growing up, I never really suppressed the way I felt. I just didn't show it. I didn't show it. People would, um, and I'm looking up because I'm looking, the light right there is kind of getting my attention in the eyes. But so I, um, I never really suppressed it. But excuse me, when asked about it, I would say no, or after lying about saying no, I just got tired and I started saying, "Oh, I'm bisexual." Lying. I was nowhere near bisexual, but I felt like it would be more acceptable because people felt like there was a chance. In my mind, I'm thinking there's not a chance and eternal damnation. But anyways, you know, just for the sake of I didn't want to hurt your feelings and I didn't want you to feel bad because I tend to care a lot about people's feelings and those around me and how they felt about me, how they viewed me, how they would perceive me, uh, my mother, my father, cousins, uncles, just all of those things, which so that plays on you. Well, I'm not going to say you, but that played in my mind and it weighed heavily on my mind. And there was a point in time where I did not like God. I felt like God cursed me, and I felt like God sent me here to literally suffer on earth and to turn around and suffer eternally. I felt like you didn't give me a chance. You created me this way, and you didn't give me a chance to even attempt to try to make it, to the other side. You created me like this. You know that I did not desire this at all. This is not something that I wanted. This is not something that one day I just woke up and decided that, oh, I'm gonna go talk to a man. Or I was, in a gym class and I saw one of my other fellow classmates in some gym shorts and was like, oh, I wonder if no, that's not how that worked. And there was a point in time where I just got involved heavily into things that I shouldn't have gotten involved in. And by me always just kind of being a spiritual type of person, because maybe it's because, well, I'm a Pisces, so there's that. But I've always just, so I started delving with things that are more dark, dark, and just kind of manifesting things and just kind of doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. And I did them out of rebellion because I felt like, well, put me here, you made me gay anyways, and so you're gonna just send me to hell anyway, so I might as well just get comfortable. Um, thing about it is, even though I was doing all of that, God never left my side, and He always kind of protected me in a sense from just kind of delving too far. But then I stopped doing that when it started impacting my family. Things started happening to my family. And I didn't want anything to happen to them. Granted, I wasn't just in the best, but I didn't want anything to happen to them because I've never wanted to hurt anyone. I've never wanted to put anyone else in pain, especially due to me. You know, I was always the type of person that I still am. I can take it, but don't put them through it. You know, anything that has to do with me, then you need to take it up with me. You need to deal with it with me. Don't go take it to them who can't defend themselves or who can, but they actually have nothing to do with this. I'm the problem, and you need to address that with me. So I got out of that, and there was a period of loneliness, um, depression. And again, this is just kind of like a synopsis of everything, like key points, because I don't want to carry this video on and on and on and on and on. But there was a point in my life where I did attempt suicide uh, a few times, actually. I uh, I thought about it, and you know, it's really tough because when you get that low mentally, where you just feel like I'm tired, and you feel alone, and you feel like there's no one there, and there's no one that's going to listen to you, and you feel like no one cares whether you live or die. That's a very low place to be mentally. It is a very scary place to be, and to have someone come and tell you that you chose this lifestyle, this is what you chose to do, this is your choice. It's just like, okay, well, I didn't choose to die. You know, essentially that's what you're saying, is that I chose to die because at this moment, at this time, this particular time, that's what's happening, because I'm going to take these pills, or I'm going to tie this knot, or I'm just going to jump off of this good old bridge, or I'm just going to park my car over the freeway and I'm going to jump into the water, and I'm going to jump in traffic. And as you free fall down to your death, you think that in your mind that it'll be a moment of freedom, a moment of just blissfulness, because you're not going to be here. You're not going to be dealing with this in this world. You're going to be free. You're going to be able to fly. You know, you're going to be able to escape reality. And that is so far from the truth, because the moment you feel that is when you see your body edging closer and closer and closer. And then it's like the fear of, whoa, 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 wait a minute. No. And it's over. It's too late. You can't get it back. And in them seconds, you're thinking to yourself, You big dummy. What happens to people who kill themselves and they don't get absolution? Is it absolution? Or did I say the wrong word? I think I said it right. I think. Is it? I think it's absolution. Let me see. I could look it up. Let's see. No, no, no. If I said the wrong word, I apologize, but hopefully you get what I mean. It's a Catholic thing. So yet again, even in your death, you're still gonna screw up, and you're still going to be cursed and sentenced to eternal damnation. And there's nothing that you can do about it at that time. So, no, I'm not gonna say people don't because I don't know people's lifestyles. I don't know people's minds. I don't know what people have been through. I don't know to say that what they chose or what they did not choose. However, for me, I did not choose this, nor would I want to choose this. I did not choose to be who I am. I did not choose to look the way that I look. I did not choose to have the hair texture. I did not choose to have this. I didn't choose any of this. I didn't even choose my parents. I didn't even choose my family. I didn't even choose the way I look, how I'm built. I didn't choose any of it. And if I had to choose, I would choose none of it. A few things I would keep, but I wouldn't choose. There are a lot of things that I would not have chose for my life if I could be in control of certain things. But there are just certain things in life that you just simply cannot control. There are certain things in life that you just cannot change, no matter how much you try. I can bleach myself all day long. I can go to the hair club, okay? Which I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, this up here, you get the coming back here. Yes, I'd like to set an appointment. I'm down. But anyways, I I could do all that and I still wouldn't be what I'm trying to be. Because once they this good old blood that runs through my body, my veins, and they do an analysis, what they do, and they try to figure out what's going on with you, what type of health risk that you may have. They're going to determine and they're going to see, oh, he has X, Y, and Z. Interesting. And they're going to be able to see the truth. And they're going to come to you with this. And they're going to come to you. And yet again, you're faced with reality. And what you're going to act shocked? Oh, I can't. Why? You didn't know this? Now you're going to create a whole nother lie. So, do you get what I'm saying? You cannot run from reality. You have to accept reality as hard as it may be. Some things are just the cards that we are dealt. Some things they're just what they are. And there is no changing them. There is no switching them out. There is no getting a redo at some things. Excuse me, because you will never ever be 19 years old again. I don't care how, and why would you want to be? Why would you want to be 19? Why would you want to be at an age where where you probably didn't know that much, just to go back and change that one thing? When there may have been a host of other things that would have occurred that could have gotten you right where you're at. So, and I, so I had to realize that I had to get to that level in my life where I did not allow my homosexuality to define who I am, where I did not let the color of my skin define who I am. I had to get to the point to where I am defined on a more deeper, on a more spiritual level as opposed to surface wise. I had to get to that point in my life because if I just stayed right there, you wouldn't be talking to me because I'd probably be dead already. And I probably would have been dead in my own hands because that's how dark it's gotten for me at a point in time in my life. This lifestyle is not all roses. This lifestyle is not all peaches and cream. It's not all, oh, we're love and this, and that. This lifestyle can be very, very, very toxic. The situation that the heterosexual society goes through, we take it and we amplify it. Keep in mind we're gay. So we take it and we amplify it. We amplify it. So it's not always about roses. It's not always kumbaya. We're not all in this together. We're not. We're not. We have groups that we put people in, each other in. So that's why when you hear some other fellow gay guys say, "Oh, I don't know why straight men assume that I like them because they're not my type." They're not lying because they don't. We have a certain type of category that we put people in, and if you do not meet that criteria, they're not going to want to be interested in you. They're just not. And they're going to laugh at you. They're going to talk about you. Now, if you got money, they're going to try to get that up out of you. But at the end of the day, no. And they have unrealistic standards of beauty, unrealistic standards of what you should look like, how you should carry yourself, what you should do, just like the English that we speak, it's not really, but we try to make it, you can speak. How do you do something incorrectly, correctly? Anyways, so again, it's not all roses. Um, I was watching a video of a young lady. I can't think of her name, but she was talking about pretty privilege, and I had to. There's a lot of other things that I see people talk about in the hetero kind of realm that I relate to, that I see happening in the homo homo sapiens, but the homo realm. Um, it's like parallel, and I uh, commenting on the video saying that, yeah, I know what it's like to, you have people that don't want to be your friend, and because they can't, you don't benefit them, or they don't want to sleep with you, or they don't find you attractive, so they don't want to be your friend. Or you have the ones that try to be your friend because they're not attracted to you, and don't they're your friends because of that, not because they genuinely want to get to know you as a person, but because they're not attracted to you and they can't control their they can't control their emotions. So what they do know is that if they're not attracted to you, they won't fall in love with you, and if they did catch feelings for you, they won't act on them because they're not physically attracted to you. So, and it's just toxic. I mean, it's just broken. It's all the way around. So a lot of the things that they go through, we go through too. Um, we have the whole people within the minority society, black, whatever you want to call them, black, Latino, whatever. As a whole, that they pretty much feel like dating white is better that's the elite and that makes you better, that makes you, you know, you've made it. And we go through the same thing. We go through the same thing. You know, you don't want to talk to nobody like this. You don't want to talk to nobody like that. Go get you a white man. Or we go through the same thing. It's the same thing. And that a good friend of mine explained it to me. It's just like you have to not look at the sexuality of things and look at the fact that you're dealing with human beings. You're dealing with human beings who are having relationships with one another. So it's not the human being itself, it's the actual relationship. You know, that's what it is. And you have human beings who are engaging and having relationships with one another. So of course it's going to be parallel because it's a relationship with another human being at the end of the day. And a relationship is a relationship. It's either going to be healthy or it's going to be toxic or negative or unhealthy. So I had to realize that. And once I realized that and I had stepped out of me being gay and always applying that to anything that I did, do, said, or whatever, I realized how not so different that we really truly are. And that helped me a lot because everybody's going to have what she calls their cross to bear, or whatever. And I like to call it their butts. Everybody's going to have something that they wish they could change. Everyone's going to have something that they would be here, but everyone's going to have that. We all are. We all have them. Not perfect. Um, but I had to come to that realization on my own. And no one can heal you. You have to heal yourself. No one can bring you out of your darkness. There's no man that you're going to get into a relationship with that's just going to breathe life into you and you're going to just, oh man, that's not how that works. They can add to you, bring you joy. Your happiness comes from within. You have to do the work on yourself. I had someone many years ago, 15 years ago, that I was at and I'll talk about those details in another video, but I was in a I was coming out of a very tough situation, lifestyle and all the other types of things up down the street. I was coming from a completely different life, and I did not feel worthy. Uh, Physically, I felt worthy because I was really in shape, and I had the whole, I never called myself a gangster because I never really want to present. I dressed like a gangster, but I wasn't a gangster. I would say I'm a hip hopper. I would even tell people I'm a wankster. And they're like, a wankster? A paper thug. And they were just like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. I just like the style. I like G-Unit. I liked it. I liked it. I liked the style, the hats. That was just the style, the little fake real. I had that. I mean, all that. Just the kind of, I just liked it. And I would tell people, I'm not a gangster. I'm a hip hopper. I just like it. But anyways, they accepted me and they loved me when I didn't accept myself and I didn't love myself and I was so fearful and I was so afraid that I became really toxic towards them. And their only crime was just trying to love me as I was, but I didn't love myself. So I'm saying that to say if you don't love yourself, how do you, and RuPaul says, and that's true. If you don't love yourself, how the heck you gonna expect somebody else to love you? You can get a good person, good man, everything, all that. And if you feel like crap on the inside, it's going to manifest itself. It's going to come out. It's going to It's going to show itself. It's going to come out in any kind of way. And in some way, somehow, some form, some fashion, it's going to show. And it's going to do exactly what toxicity does. Poison. Well, poison and toxic, it's different, but it's going to destroy. This is going to ruin it. Toxify. It's going to do all those types of things. And that's just really what that is. So again, I'll talk about more and I'll go into details about certain types of things and certain topics, but I just wanted to kind of get this one out there um as well. So yeah, just you really have to do the work on yourself. And do not be afraid to be alone. Do not be afraid to be alone. And be alone, I don't mean be alone and high. I don't mean be alone and be on pills or any type of what they call it. What is it called? Any type of foreign substance that alters your feeling or mood or thinking or cognitive whatever behavior. Be alone. Be alone. Be sober and be alone. Don't just be sober, but be in recovery and be alone. Be alone, but you gotta be sober first before you can get to recovery. So that's kind of like a step in process. But be alone. And with your thoughts. No drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. And be willing to accept what you've done with your life and be willing to accept responsibility, accountability for your life and your actions. And most importantly, be willing to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. It's important to not only forgive yourself, but forgive others. And then forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for allowing others to hurt you. And I know you're probably like, whoa, wait a minute, how did I allow? You allowed them to hurt you? Because if you really truly sit back, outside of childhood stuff, when you're a kid, you can't control those things. But when you are able to control certain situations and certain things, and you look back, you will see exactly how you allowed these people in these situations to hurt you. And I'll be honest, at some point, I felt like I deserved to hurt. That's what I was used to. Hurt, pain, trauma, drama. So, you know, you really have to get to that level and believe in something. I don't care if you call them the source, if you call them the creator, if you call it the universe, if you call it the power, if you call it whatever. To me, I call it God. I want to say other stuff too. That's what I call it. So whatever you call it, whatever it is to you, whatever your beliefs are, however you may feel, go to that person, go to that entity, go to the universe, whatever you want to call it, and ask them for help and understand that and thank them for doing for you what you couldn't do for yourself. And you have to find the forgiveness in yourself, just like they've already given you the forgiveness. So that's going to be it for me for now. I'll post more videos, and I really hope this video was able to help somebody, to let you know that you are not alone, and that there is someone out there that looks just like you, that is just like you, that is just what was exactly where you were or where you are in your life. And that through hard work, determination, prayer, you can overcome that. And you're worthy. And you're deserving of so much love. Don't let anyone or society tell you because you are who you are, you're not worthy of love. You're not worthy of being in a healthy relationship with someone. Don't let society, because they're deprived of love, deprive you, tell you and convince you to deprive yourself of love based off of the fact that you are homosexual. None of us are perfect. None of us will ever be perfect. No one on this earth still walking can tell you that you're wrong or condemn you to hell. They don't judge. They can judge you. They can face the same judgment. They can't tell you. People will try, and people will try to tell you, oh, when you see it, you're not you. I'm just a regular person sitting here having a conversation with someone. What do you see? Well, I know you don't know. You know you're contradicting yourself. Either you see it or you know it. So and don't engage into that. Don't engage into that. But you don't have to sit there and listen to it either, because you have a choice. You have a choice. I don't care how many people try to tell you that you don't have a choice. You don't have to listen to anyone tell you jack crap about where you're going to go when you die, about what you're doing in your life, about who you are, about what you've done, about how they feel you should be. You don't have to listen to any of it. Any of it. You have a choice. And never let anyone tell you that you don't. And never let anyone take that away from you. If you don't get anything from this video, always remember that you have a choice. You don't have to sit there and listen to someone tell you to down talk you and tell you don't have to listen. My father always told me, a person who's right there in the same situation as me that I'm actually having a face-to-face conversation with cannot tell me how to be better. Okay? Because if you were better than me, I'll be listening to you on a whole nother platform. It wouldn't be face to face. It wouldn't be because you live over there and I live over here. It wouldn't be because you live down the street or even in the vicinity. It wouldn't be because of that. So don't let someone on your own level try to tell you where you need to be or where you should be or where you're going to be. Let that sink in. You all have a good rest of your night, day, or morning. Oh, and happy 2022, you guys. We made it. Yay! Are you ready? Are you ready for the big comfy couch?